This is You're Probably Right. Entertainment first, everything else is just bonus. Opinions, all ours. Sometimes backed by research, but never the final word. There are always exceptions, so take it with a grain of salt and a slight dusting of chili powder.
That's the fight and the fright, we're searching for truth. The quiet answer stays inside. You are probably right, it cuts but it heals, it stings but it feels. You are probably right, I'm born to the cure, the pain in my soul. From gliding to ignite, we're finding the way. From biting to inside, where shadows give way. You are clouded alive.
How you doing, y'all? It is MCM, and we are here again for episode 261. But let's not keep it complicated or make it complicated. You know what I mean? So, why you have to go and make things so complicated? Have you heard that before? I wonder why. That one line says it all. Too many of us have lives that we've lived and we're living inside relationships that have felt like riddles, where every word needed decoding, where crumbs got mistaken for commitment, where silence spoken louder than promises. But here's the truth. Love isn't supposed to be complicated. Respect isn't complicated. Boundaries, they're not complicated. What complicates things are excuses, mixed signals, over giving and ignoring the truth right in front of us. So in this episode, I'm going to give you 20 universal points you can use in any situation with anyone. Each one is simple, each one cuts through the confusion, and each one is a reminder that healthy love is not about decoding, it's about clarity. And clarity is simple because it's just right in front of you with nothing blocking it. You understand? Obviously you do, right? By the time we're finished, you'll see how easy it actually is if you stop ignoring the signals and start respecting the truth. I'd like to welcome my first-time listeners, my regular listeners, my fair weather friends, and everybody else in between. Thanks for hanging out. As again, if you have questions for the podcast, you can email at yprpodcast@gmail.com. And hopefully you're enjoying my content. I really have no clue unless you let me know or you rate me somewhere or you share it and I see the downloads and streams and stuff going up. You know what I mean? Or maybe how long you listen for or whatever. Anyhow, let me give you an introduction to this whole joint. You're probably like, I thought you just did. No, I was just letting you know what's going to be on this thing. All right. Actually, wait. You know what? I'm just going to get right into it. Anyhow, let's do it fast. Well, I don't know how fast it's going to be actually, but if I keep muttering, it's not going to be very fast. All right. Point 1. Boundaries matter more than intentions. Good intentions are not enough. Someone might truly care about you. They might tell you they want the best for you, but if they won't respect your boundaries, then their intentions don't matter, right? Love without boundaries turns into chaos. Think about it. You can intend to drive safely, right? But if you keep running red lights, your good intentions won't stop an accident or won't keep you from getting a ticket. So how do you put this into practice? You know, it seems simple, right? But for some reason, I think as humans, we just complicate our lives all the time. And sometimes you just need like a little refresher. But anyway, here we go. Step 1. Write down 3 boundaries that matter most to you. Example, I don't tolerate yelling. I need consistency. I value honesty. Practice saying them in plain language. I don't do late night calls. I need consistency in communication. I don't ignore red flags. Step 3, enforce them. Don't just declare stuff. Don't just say stuff. You're just saying things. You know what I mean? Somebody said once. Follow through when someone crosses your boundaries. It's just that simple. So, an example, the wrong way to do it. I know you didn't mean it. It's fine this time, right? The right way to do it, I hear you, but this crosses a line for me. I can't keep moving forward if this continues. Boundaries protect you. Intentions don't. Intentions are like dreams, right? You might see yourself doing something, but if you don't put anything into action, it's not going to come. Or if it even happens, it's not your doing. It's just it happened that time out of the, 1 out of the 79 times it happened. It just happened that way. You don't want to trip into it. Point 2, respect shows in time, not words. Anyone can say, you matter to me. I care about you. But words are easy. Anybody can say them, right? Time is what proves. Time will tell. You've heard that before, right? Or we'll see in time. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to move this for a sec. There we go. It's better. I had 2 different types of music playing just now. Luckily, you're listening to the finished result, so you won't have that. Although the 2 musics did sound actually nice. I think I need to do another episode of that little book. And if you know what that book is, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you need to check out something in the list of episodes. Okay. So I was saying, respect shows in time, not words. As I said, anyone can say you matter to me, but words are easy. Time is what proves it. If someone constantly pushes you to the bottom of their priority list, they've already literally told you, well, maybe not literally, with their behaviors, their actions, they've already told you where you stand. Don't try to make something more out of it than it actually is there in front of you, because then you're just basically fooling yourself. So here's how to measure respect in time. Watch their planning. Do they make time for you in advance, or do they squeeze you in between this and that, right, when it's convenient? Step 2, look at their consistency. One good date doesn't mean much. Do they keep showing up? Notice balance. Do you always adjust your schedule for their schedule? Or do they make space for you too? Examples. Wrong. I really care about you, but I'm just too busy to see you every week. Or how about this? This is the right one. I've got a packed week, but I can carve out Thursday evening because I want to see you too. Time is proof. Words are simply decoration. Point 3. Mixed signals are still signals. Get that? Mixed signals are still signals. As long as it's signals, it's a signal. Right? Let's stop pretending confusion is neutral and maybe they meant this or maybe they meant that. No. If someone leaves you constantly guessing, one day hot, next day cold, that's not a mystery. That's avoidance. And that's you pretending that you didn't see it, hoping to see something else. Mixed signals are signals. They're saying, I'm not consistent, I'm not sure, I'm not invested. So what do? Step 1, call it out. Your words and actions don't match. That confuses me. It's not congruent, right? Step 2, watch their response. Do they adjust Or do they just keep playing the same game? Step 3. If the pattern continues, treat confusion as a simple no. Example. Wrong way. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'll give them another chance. Come on. You're not, you have a spine. You're not a doormat. Understand? The right way to deal with it? This isn't lining up. I'm not going to chase unclear energy. Confusion itself is a message. Please, please, please don't ignore it, because you're gonna feel it in the end. You're not a bad person for paying attention to what people are saying, even if it's not what you think they should be saying, and even if it says that's not how they feel. Watch what they say and watch what they do. That is the message. People can say they are this or they are that, or they want to do this or they want to do that, but the question is, what do they actually do? That is the message that you need to pay attention to, not all the okey doke stuff. Point 4, overgiving creates imbalance. A lot of people think if I just give more, maybe they'll see my value. So they overextend themselves. They buy gifts, they rearrange their schedule, they pour out effort, and in return, they usually get little or nothing. But overgiving doesn't prove love. All it does is create imbalance. It sets up a dynamic where one person becomes the giver and the other becomes the taker. In other words, even if you were the giver, you're still kind of enabling the situation. You're enabling the person to behave and act right, as they say. So how do you break the pattern? How do I break the pattern? I just like to give. No. Listen, this is how you break it. Step 1, check your giving, okay? Ratio. Your giving and your receiving ratio. Are you giving twice as much as you get back? Simple question. Step 2, pause before you give and ask yourself, am I doing this out of joy or out of fear of losing them? It's a big difference. Step 3, match their effort. Don't outgive someone who won't meet you halfway. And I can understand sometimes people can't match your giving. That's different when they can't. It's different when they don't make the effort to, or they don't really want to, and they just, taking you for a sucker. But you have to be able to judge it. And you know deep down in your heart, what's the difference between the two in your situation? Example, wrong way. I bought them 3 things this week, even though they never get me anything. That's the wrong way. Right way. I give when it's mutual, not when it's one-sided. Overgiving doesn't make you valuable. It makes you exhausted, and it makes you a sucker or a trick. I love the urban definitions. Okay. Point 5. Crumbs are not commitment, right? They're just leading you somewhere, right? Think of Hansel and Gretel. You know this? Don't know the story? And I'm not talking about the new movie. I'm talking about the old school story. It's probably a German story. Listen. Here's a big one, or this is a big one, really. Some people keep you hanging on with breadcrumbs. A text here, a call once a week, a half-hearted plan that never really happens. And if you're hungry enough for love, you'll take those little crumbs and call them commitment, turn them into a meal. But here's the truth. Crumbs are not commitment. Small gestures do not equal real investment. Why? Because they're small gestures. So what do? You're probably saying. Step 1. Define what real commitment looks like to you. For example, regular communication makes plans showing consistency. Step 2. Compare what you're getting. Does it match, or are you surviving on crumbs? Walk away from breadcrumbs. Don't confuse being fed with being nourished. At the end of the day, you can look at it and say, is this what I would do? Is this what I would accept if this was my kid and they were in a relationship? Just like you can take it all of them, your best friend, your brother, your sister. If they were getting what you're getting from the person you're getting it from, would you say, hey man, you got yourself a winner there? Or would you be like, you're messing things around? And don't be sitting there saying, you know what? I am receiving breadcrumbs and I'm just going to accept it. I'm probably not worth it. You do that and you're going to be sorry. Probably sooner than actually later. And you're probably going to miss out on a real meal from a real person. Reality. Example. This is the wrong way to look at it. Well, at least they texted me once a week. Or text me once a week. Oh, texted. Is that even? Yeah. The right way. One text isn't enough for me. I deserve consistent effort, right? One message might be good for some people, but is it good for you, right? Maybe one message a day isn't enough for you. You have to really know what is. And if you notice that one message from this person is okay, but one message from that person is okay, then you got to kind of, okay, are you just kind of, because you value this person more, you're taking less from them? Because once you start that game, you're headed down a slippery slope, straight up. Mini recap. Let's pause here and recap what we've covered so far. I like to do this because otherwise it's just, I don't like just inundating you with information and not recapping anything, because then it's like only a few things will stick. This way I think it will stick a little bit more. So boundaries matter more than intentions. Intentions are great, but the boundaries matter more. Respect shows in time. Time will tell, not words. Mixed signals are still signals. Overgiving creates imbalance. Crumbs are not commitment. Moving right along. I'm trying to hammer this whole thing in one episode. I'm not trying to fool around, man. Okay. Each of these simple. They're very simple. Each cuts through excuses. Each reminds you, right, that clarity over complication. Number 6, avoidance isn't neutrality, right? Avoidance isn't neutrality. Some people will say, I'm not against closeness. I just need space. What kind of verbal judo is that? But then they dodge every opportunity to actually build intimacy. They're actually available, but hey, right? They avoid hard talks. They avoid consistency. They avoid showing up. Avoidance is not neutral. It's a choice not to engage, not to connect, not to build. So how do you deal with this, right? Step 1, spot the pattern. Are they always dodging serious conversations or future plans? Do you guys always just talk about fluff? What's fluff, you say? Oh, well, yesterday I went outside and I saw a cat and the cat crossed my path and it was black and I was nervous that I was going to have bad luck. And then all of a sudden I looked up at the sky and there was a cloud and it was fluffy and just random stuff. It might be interesting stuff. I'm not saying it's not interesting, but what in the heck are you talking about? Generally, if you can go through a whole conversation, a long conversation, and at the end of it, you're like, Did I get to know this person anymore? Is there some information that I wanted to know that I actually got to know? Did this conversation profit us as a couple, or you know what I mean? Like, you got to watch that, because there are a lot of people who just want to talk, but they want to talk about nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode. They can be funny, they can be interesting, but what did you learn? Example. Wrong way. Maybe they're just nervous. I'll keep waiting. Okay. How much time you got? The right way. Their avoidance is a choice. I won't keep investing in someone who refuses to engage and invest in me. Simple. You are somebody. Number 7. Here's a hard truth. Physical closeness can feel powerful because we're social, right? We're social beings. We love to be nurtured. We love the physical closeness. But without emotional respect and reciprocity, it's just empty. Who wants to live like that? That's like, and I guess I'm judging it, but as a guy, who wants to go to, say, a place where women dance just because you want closeness from a woman and there's no intimacy between you two? It's just a body. It's just a person that supposedly looks good and maybe they're scantily clad. But, and I know I'm probably different from most guys, but not me. Like, I need more than that. You know what I mean? Too many people use intimacy as a substitute for actual connection. They avoid commitment, but keep you close physically because it's easier than giving real effort. And the truth is, many people just accept it. So what do? Ask, does this closeness come with respect, honesty, and consistency? How do you feel after this closeness happens? Step 2, stop giving physical access to people who don't give you emotional respect. Step 3, hold out for both physical and emotional investment. The wrong way. At least we're close physically. That's something. It's not nothing, right? The right way. If you don't respect me emotionally, physical intimacy is just not enough. And you might say, well, it's enough today. It's not going to be enough tomorrow. And at some point, you're going to feel bad just because you're taking part in being taken advantage of by you and them. You're not valuing yourself, and neither are they. Point 8. Excuses are red flags. Have you ever heard it's just bad timing? I don't have enough money, or I'm not the right age yet. Well, you might not have enough money, but anyway, excuses might sound responsible and reasonable, but often they're shields. So not every time, right? But often they are. Shields to cover the truth. They don't want to commit. They don't want to invest, or they're not ready for real love. So how do you cut through excuses? Listen carefully. Are the excuses consistent and never resolved? Ask yourself again. Number 2, what would it take for this to change? If they have no answer, it's not real. Number 3, treat repeated excuses as decisions, not temporary obstacles. They're just making excuses. They got other stuff they'd rather do. And you, in a serious way, are not one of them. The wrong way to say this, or to think about this, they said the timing isn't right. Maybe next year. Or the right way, excuses are red flags. If they wanted to, guess what? They would. Number 9. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. you actually are worth something. Question is, what are you worth? If you're always down on yourself and always demeaning yourself, and then you let them demean you as well, you are placing a lower value than is actually real. You're making something real that isn't. I may have to rewind that a couple times. You are not a salary offer. You are not a bargain deal. Your worth is not something to be negotiated, and you have to recognize when there are individuals who realize that. You've seen them, you know them. You might have rejected them, you might have played the fool with them, but you've seen it. You know that there's people who value you at a proper value, and then there's those who don't, who put you at a lower spot. That's not giving. That's just being trampled on. If someone doubts your value, you don't prove it by overcompensating. You don't beg them to see it. You don't try harder to convince them. Trust me, they don't want to see it. They might know it, but they don't want to see it, because then they're going to have to value. They're going to have to put more work in. So of course they're going to pretend you're not worth more. As long as you keep saying you're not, they're going to keep saying you're not, and they're going to treat you like you're not. And then one day you're going to be sad, or you're probably already sad. One day you're going to be bitter. One day you're going to be angry. One day you're going to have an outburst, and they won't understand, and you will understand because you've been bottling it up all this time. Deep down inside, you've seen others behaviors, you've seen the things that you do. You can quantify some of the things you do, but you're ignoring them and devaluing yourself and allowing somebody else to do it to you too. Step 1, decide, my worth is fixed. Step 2, if someone treats you as less, walk away instead of negotiating. There is no negotiation. Surround yourself with people who already see your value without persuasion. Did you get that? The people who value the most don't have to be persuaded of your value. They've already placed a high value on you. If you have to persuade somebody of your value, you're heading down the wrong path. You're with the wrong person. The wrong way. If I just do more, maybe they'll see that I'm enough. Nope, they won't. Right way. If you can't see my worth, you're not the right person for me. You're just not aligned. It's just that simple. You're just not aligned. If they don't see it, they don't see it. You can't let them see it. It doesn't work that way. They're seeing you. You're right in front of them, and they've decided to see what they want to see. Or you've been showing them a bad picture all this time, and you've devalued, and you decided to let people treat you how you wanted to let them treat you, which was less than what your worth is. Point 10. Absence reveals more than presence. What? Did you hear that? Absence reveals more than presence. Anyone can put a good show on, right? When you're around. They can be sweet, they can be attentive, even charming and lovely and wonderful. But the real test isn't how they act when you're there. It's kind of like your kids, right? How do they act when you're not there? How did this person act when you're not there? What do they say about you when you're not there? Do they respect you in your absence? Do they keep their word? Do they speak well of you when you're not in the room? What do other people say, what they have to say about you? So how do you measure it? Watch the follow through. Do they keep promises made in your presence 2, listen to what comes back to you, how they speak about you when you're not there. Number 3, value absence as much as presence. Both tell you the truth, right? When you put them together, how they act when you're there and how they act when you're not there. The wrong way. Examples. They're amazing when I'm with them, so it must be fine. The right. If their absence doesn't match their presence, it's not real. Little recap for you. What did we do in 6 to 10? Avoidance is not neutrality. Intimacy without reciprocity is empty. Excuses are red flags. Big, big, in your forehead red flags. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. And absence reveals more than presence. Together with first 5, that's 10 universal points already. Each one stripping away the complication and bringing you back to, hopefully, clarity. Point 11, professionalism protects you. In shared spaces like work, school, projects, it's tempting to blur lines. Maybe they flirt a little, maybe you start mixing business with personal, but here's the thing, professionalism protects you. Why? Because once boundaries blur, power imbalances creep in. And when things fall apart, you're left vulnerable and weirded out. So how do you protect yourself? Keep interactions clear and task focused. 2, if you sense something shifting, reset the tone or make sure that's the road you want to go down, right? Be sure. 3, separate your personal validation from your professional respect. Wrong. They like me, so I'll let them bend the rules. Right way. I can respect you as a coworker, but my boundaries stay firm. Professionalism isn't cold, it's self-respect. And then you have to realize, why do they want you around or in that way? Are you a plaything? Are they a plaything? Point 12. Don't decode crumbs. There's no point in decoding crumbs. Crumbs are crumbs. A smile, a compliment, a touch on the arm. Maybe they fix your hair. I don't know. None of these are proof of real interest. Yet, too many people waste months or even years trying to decode these things. The truth is, crumbs don't need decoding. They need dismissing. It's like, whatever. So how do you stop decoding? When someone gives you a tiny gesture, ask, is this backed up by a consistent effort? If not, don't assign any meaning. Don't inflate it. Don't think about it. Don't ponder on it. Don't ask your friends about it. Just bleh. 3, save your energy for patterns, not crumbs. Oh, I worked hard today, guys. My back. I'm like leaning forward to this microphone. All right. For example, wrong way to do it. They smiled at me. Maybe they like me. Yeah, they do. As a friend, maybe. Come on. The right way. One smile means absolutely nothing without consistent action. Stop decoding. Start demanding clarity. And not saying, hey, you gotta smile at me every day now. It's not that. It's just, you have to just take something as what it is. Don't add sauce to it, as they say. 13, healthy relationships are mutual. This one might sound obvious, But it's one of the most ignored truths. Healthy relationships are mutual. That means both people initiate, both people plan, and both people invest. If you're the only one doing all the work, you don't have a partnership, you have a project. So, how do you test for mutuality? Step one, step back. You get that? Step one, step back. See if they come forward with prompting or without prompting. There you go. If you prompt, then you're still doing all the work. See if they step forward, right? Step back from doing whatever and see if they step forward. Step two, keep score. Not in bitterness, okay? So be careful, but in awareness. Who's putting in effort? Step three, expect balance. That's the baseline of healthy love. The wrong way. I guess I'll just always be the one planning everything. Hey, yeah, right. You'll be a miserable sod in a few years down the line. The right way. If it's only me making effort, then that's not a real relationship. You're just in something else. And maybe you want something else. I don't know. Real love is teamwork. It's definitely not one-sided labor. Right. 14. Silence is communication. Silence is a part of communication, right? Here's one thing that hurts. Silence is communication. If someone is ignoring you, delaying replies, or consistently, same thing, going dark, that's not neutral. That is an actual message. They are communicating with you. Silence says, you are not a priority. Silence says, I don't care enough to respond. Silence says, I'm not invested. So what do? Step one, acknowledge silence for what it is and answer. It's an answer. Step two, stop filling the gap with excuses for them. Step three, respond to silence with distance. Oh, you want nothing? Oh, please, I'll be over here. Not more chasing. Wrong example. They haven't replied in 3 days. Maybe they're just busy. Right way. 3 days of silence is my answer, and guess what? I'm moving on. You don't even have to announce it. Silence speaks, so listen to it. What's the sound of one hand clapping? Okay. Point 15. Over-explaining your values is a trap. If you ever find yourself defending your worth over and over, that's a sign. It means the person you're with doesn't see it. And no amount of explaining will make them see it. Did you hear that? Over-explaining your value is a trap. Booby trap. Explaining your value is like explaining a joke. Hear that? If you don't get it, it wasn't meant for them. Now you can explain a joke, but guess what? After you're done explaining it, it won't be as funny, generally. So how do you avoid this trap, they say? Step one, say your truth once and clearly. Step two, if they don't recognize it, stop repeating yourself. Step three, oh my gosh. Redirect the energy into people who already value you. That's funny. This has been a long day, y'all, but I'm going to go through. Only have a few more. The wrong way. If I just keep explaining, maybe they'll finally understand why I'm worth it. And if you're doing that, I really feel bad for you, but that's not the way you do it. The right way is, if they can't see my worth now, they're not meant for me. Value doesn't need persuasion. Can't say that enough. It needs recognition. You have value, so they need to recognize it. You shouldn't have to, twist and turn. Mini recap. We're almost there. The home stretch. Professionalism protects you. Don't decode breadcrumbs. Healthy relationships are mutual. Silence is communication, and over explaining, communication also, but if you're over explaining, it's just simply a trap. So that was 15 now. And if you've noticed the pattern, it's all about clarity. Stop overthinking, stop chasing signals, start trusting what is right in front of you. There we go. 16. Now we're going to 20. Consistency is the real test. Because anybody can do something one off, right? Anything could be amazing one time. And anybody can do something one time. You know, they say a clock tells the right time, or a broken clock tells the right time once a day, right? Anyone can show up once. Or did they say it 2 times a day? Can't remember. But point is, it's not very often. I'm thinking of, well, no, it's 2 times, right? Because if a broken clock is stuck at 1, it's going to show you 1 o'clock when it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to show you 1 o'clock in the, yeah, I think so. Yeah. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Yeah, there you go. All right. I got to think about it. Okay. Anyone can show up once. There you go. Anyone can do one sweet gesture, and you'll notice, and oh, that was so sweet. You haven't got a birthday present in 4 years. Okay. Anyone can play the part for a week or a month, but consistency, that's the real test. How do you test for consistency? Obviously, you got to watch for patterns. Do their actions match their words over time? Test patience. Do they keep showing up when it's not exciting anymore? That's a good question. Don't let signals or single moments blind you. You know, you're blinded by the light of that one time. I remember this one time in band camp. One good day doesn't erase a week of neglect, right? One good anything doesn't erase a whole lot of nothing. Example, wrong way. But they were amazing that one time, so I know it's real. The right way. One moment doesn't matter. The pattern is what counts. Consistency separates performance from reality. 17. Respecting your own time is power. You gain power the moment you stop chasing, because every time you run after someone, you give away your time, your energy, and your dignity. Respecting your time means you don't wait by the phone. You don't keep your schedule wide open just in case. You live your life and let people fit into it, not consume it. So how do we do that? Keep your commitments. Don't cancel your plans. Just be available, or just to be available. Step 2, fill your time with things that grow you. Work, health, hobbies, and guess what? Rest. Step 3, when someone sees you valuing your time, they're either going to rise to match it or they're going to fade away into the oblivion. Or into an oblivion. Either way, you win. So the wrong way, I'll drop everything if they text me. Come on, have a backbone. The right way, if they want to see me, they'll fit me into their schedule like I fit into theirs. That makes sense, right? If they want to see me, they'll fit me into, they'll fit into my schedule like I fit into theirs. Bottom line is they're going to fit you in properly. They're not going to squeeze you in. They're going to fit you in like you matter. Time is your power, so make sure you guard it. It's your most valuable commodity too. 18. Don't mistake attention for affection. Here's a subtle one. Attention feels good, right? A compliment, a glance, an online like. It feels like something, but attention is not affection. Affection's steady, carrying, invested. Attention is fleeting, shallow, often self serving. So, how do you tell the difference? Step one, ask, does this attention cost them anything? Is there any effort? Is there any sacrifice? Is there any time? Step two, notice depth. Do they just notice you or do they nurture you? Step three, look for staying power. Affection remains when the spotlight fades. Here's the wrong way to look at it. They liked all my photos, so they must care. Yeah, they care about something. Right. Right way. Likes are free. Real affection shows up in real life. Don't settle for being noticed, guys. Wait for being valued. Don't put people on pedestals. That was free. Point 19. Relationships reveal character. Stress reveals people. When the pressure is on, masks fall off, and relationships will show you who someone really is. Not in the easiest of times, but in the hard times. So how do you pay attention? 1. Watch how they handle conflict. Do they yell, insult, shut down, or do they work towards a solution? Step 2. Notice how they treat others when frustrated. Servers, co-workers, family. Right? Watch how they treat those people. 3. Ask yourself, would I want to live with this version of them long term? Could you live with this for the rest of your life? Just being real. The way that they're treating you. Wrong examples. They only act like that when they're stressed. It's not the real person, so you're making excuses for them. The right way. Stress reveals character. If this is who they become under pressure, believe it. That's who they are. Relationships don't change character, they expose it. And here's the last one, y'all. Attention hold on. Point 20, clarity beats chemistry. Attraction is powerful. Chemistry can feel like lightning, but chemistry without clarity burns out fast, right? Maybe you had an amazing connection, but then what? You can't build a healthy relationship on butterflies alone. You need clarity, clear effort, clear respect, clear intentions. So what's the test? Ask, do I know where I stand with this person? Do you? If the attraction is strong, but the behavior is confusing, don't let chemistry blind you. This is important for a lot of people. Choose clarity. Clarity might be boring because it's just right there and it's simple and it's honest and you can read it exactly for what it is. But chemistry, you can't always because it's jumbled up. It's powerful, but if you can't explain it, what good is it? Without clarity, all it is chaos and something happened out of it. The wrong example, or the wrong way in examples. I know it's messy, but the connection feels so strong. Go ahead, try to build a life on that kind of a connection. Won't work. The right way though, attraction isn't enough. Without clarity, it's just complication. Chemistry might light the spark, But clarity is going to build a lasting fire that's going to keep you warm for a long time, keep you safe, keep you cared for, light up the darkness. Chemistry might just be a flash, a spark. So let's just make sure we have the last 5 out. Perfect. Consistency is the real test. Respect your own time because your time is power. Don't mistake attention for affection. Big difference. Relationships reveal character, and clarity beats chemistry every day. Well, maybe not every day, but in the long run. Together with the 15, that's 20 universal points, each one cutting through complication and bringing you back to the simple truth of reality of what things really are, not what you'd like them to be, and not what they say they're going to be or they are. When love feels complicated, it's usually because we're ignoring the obvious. Mixed signals, excuses, crumbs, silence. We tell ourselves stories to explain them away, but the truth is clear. These 20 points are simple. They're not theories, not abstract ideas. They're practical truths you can use in a relationship, in any season. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Clarity beats complication every time. Boundaries, respect, consistency, honesty. That's where real love is. It may not be all boom, crash, smash, bang, but it's going to be consistent and it's going to take you and give you what you need long term. So you can try to write them down. If you did, that's cool. You might be on your way to somewhere. If you didn't and you think you can remember what you need, then that's fine as well. Maybe you need to play this episode again. Maybe you can share it with someone who needs it. Maybe they need to stop chasing. Stop chasing confusion and start with the truth. Because at the end of the day, love isn't supposed to be complicated. All right, y'all. I'm MCM, and this is You're Probably Right. This has been episode 261, Complicated, because it's not. So don't make it. Take care. Oh, tired. My back. All right, y'all. Peace out. Hey, come check out You're Probably Right podcast. Society is getting more unpredictable every day, but at the same time, predictable in its unpredictability. Say that 4 times real fast. Come with me as I attempt to find clarity in all the fog while staying way outside the box and kicking the box way down the road with my size 12 dogs. I use the Bible, experience, education, fortune, misfortune, life's lessons, life's mistakes to sort through all the mess. I talk about news, God, God, self-help, sports, sickness, health, music, parenting, love, humbleness, hurt, pain, joy, and all the things that might make you say, I never thought of it that way. Hopefully, anyway. Also, I take a stab at answering tough and not so tough questions, and all the while, understand that, listen, sometimes you end up in the hot seat and there's no thermostat. Well, that's how it is here. And because there's no topic, very few topics off the table, Torontonians will understand that Doug Ford reference there. Hopefully the podcast will be helpful and uplifting. And hey, maybe you'll find your own private Idaho here somewhere. Hope to see you soon.